Philosopher Epictetus once wrote, "The key is to surround yourself only with individuals who inspire you, whose presence brings out your best." Nowadays, you've likely come across the famous expression, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." In this video, we will explore this idea from a Stoic perspective. We will delve into the 7 archetypes of people that can hinder your progress and how to face these relational challenges. Before we proceed, I would greatly appreciate it if you could like the video to contribute to the dissemination of Stoic philosophy. If you're not subscribed yet, I recommend subscribing and turning on the notification bell to not miss any content. 1. The victim. Imagine life as a game of strategy where each player has the same pieces and the goal is to checkmate the opponent's king. You think strategically, make sacrifices, and take risks. However, the victim blames the board, the pieces, or even the opponent for every bad move they make. In their perspective, they are perpetually in checkmate, not due to choices but an external force acting against them. Their narrative is an endless saga of misfortunes where they are helpless protagonists. I can't progress in my job because my boss doesn't like me, or I can't get fit because I have bad genetics. It's crucial to recognize that some people face genuine challenges and systemic issues. However, the victim in question uses their situation as a perpetual excuse, refusing to take any responsibility for their actions or inactions. Dealing with a victim, especially if they're close, can be tempting to become their savior, offering incessant advice and emotional support. However, Stoics would advise against this, recommending establishing firm boundaries to preserve your own mental health. An effective technique is compassionate detachment, showing empathy and kindness but refraining from trying to rescue them from situations that require their own navigation. Remember Epictetus' words, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." The victim thrives on predictable reactions. By choosing to respond differently, you regain control of your storyline. So, when encountering a victim in your life, remember that you are the author. Your story is yours to be written, and while the cast may vary, the protagonist's journey, your journey, must be guided by your own values and decisions. Claim your script and don't allow anyone to manipulate the narrative of your life. 2. The perpetual competitor. Life is not a competition, but sometimes we encounter those who turn every interaction into a contest to prove they are better, smarter, or more successful than you. This is the perpetual competitor, always trying to outshine others, often at the expense of healthy relationships and genuine collaboration. For example, imagine sharing an idea at work and instead of support, your colleague immediately tries to present a superior idea. Or perhaps you achieve a personal milestone, like running your first marathon, and instead of congratulations, your friend starts talking about how they ran 2 marathons last year. Living alongside a perpetual competitor can be exhausting and disheartening. How to deal with a perpetual competitor? The answer lies in reframing the narrative. Instead of engaging in the competition, focus on your own goals and achievements. If your colleague tries to overshadow your idea at work, don't enter the contest. Instead, concentrate on the quality of your contribution and collaboration with the team. If a friend tries to boast about their achievements, practice empathy and offer sincere congratulations, but don't feel the need to compete directly. Additionally, set clear boundaries and communicate your needs. If constant competition is negatively affecting your relationship, it's essential to express how you feel and establish limits. Tell them that you value collaboration and don't want to turn every interaction into a competition. When dealing with a perpetual competitor, it's crucial to maintain a Stoic mindset. Remember that the true measure of success is not how you compare to others, but how you grow and develop in relation to your own goals and values. As Epictetus said, "You have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that you can listen twice as much as you speak." By practicing active listening and focusing on your own path, you can navigate the presence of the perpetual competitor with serenity and resilience. 3. The skilled manipulator. Imagine your life as a movie script. You are the main character with an idea of how your story should unfold. Twists, allies, mentors, and a grand finale. Enter the manipulator, the shadowy producer subtly rewriting your script without you realizing it until you notice your story has deviated. The manipulator is proficient in the art of emotional or psychological maneuvering. They may use compliments, emotional blackmail, or lies to steer you in a direction that benefits them. You might have a friend who always makes you pay for dinner, saying something like, "You know, I've had a tough month and you're so successful that it won't make much of a difference to you." Over time, you realize your generosity is being exploited, but confronting them can be uncomfortable as they've framed it as a favor to a needy friend. Dealing with a manipulator can be challenging. One method to neutralize their tactics is what some experts call fogging. This technique involves agreeing with any truth in the manipulator's statements but refusing to be swayed by emotional coercion. If they say you are successful enough to pay for dinner, you can respond, "You're right, I've been doing well, but let's split the bill as we usually do." Another approach is setting clear boundaries and enforcing them. If the manipulator wants you to lend money or commit to uncomfortable tasks, learn to assertively say no. Keep your focus on your own values and needs and don't allow manipulators to distort them to serve theirs. Remember Epictetus' words. It's not things that disturb us, but our interpretation of their significance. When dealing with manipulators, it's crucial to maintain a clear view of your own values and limits. Don't allow them to rewrite your story or divert you from your true path. You are the scriptwriter of your own life. Don't hand the pen to those trying to manipulate your narrative. 4. The continuous pessimist. Imagine yourself as an artist painting a canvas, each brushstroke adding color, depth, and life to your vision. Then comes the pessimist, who enters your studio, looks at your work, and immediately starts criticizing it. "Are you sure about this color? It doesn't look realistic. You know most artists never succeed, right?" Their words, like strokes of gray paint, start to obscure your vibrant canvas. It's not constructive criticism, which can be valuable. Instead, it's a persistent aura of doubt and negativity. For example, imagine being excited about the prospect of starting a new career. You've done your research, talked to professionals, and maybe even taken some courses. When you share your enthusiasm with the continuous pessimist, they quickly list all the reasons why it won't work. The market is competitive, your skills aren't suitable, and what if you fail? Quickly, their doubts become your own, and the confident vision you had starts to waver. How to deal with a negative person, especially when it's someone close. An unconventional but effective method is to seek advice instead of sharing your plans or aspirations. When people take on the role of advisors, they are less likely to directly attack your ideas and may offer more constructive feedback. Another method involves flipping the script using a technique called positive confrontation. Instead of absorbing the negativity, challenge them to think of solutions. If they say you'll never successfully change careers, counter with interesting perspective. How do you think someone could transition careers successfully? This not only deflects negativity but also encourages a more constructive form of conversation. Remember Epictetus' words. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. Listening doesn't mean absorbing everyone's negativity. It means discerning valuable input from mere noise. When pessimists start clouding your canvas with their shades of doubt, take a step back, listen, reflect, and continue painting your life with the colors that speak to you. Don't let anyone turn your vibrant masterpiece into a dull gray landscape. 5. The toxic optimist. Do you know that person? They're always exuding sunshine and rainbows, along with endless chains of memes. These are the ones who tell you to just be happy when you're going through a tough time, dismissing your feelings and experiences with a dismissive wave of bright optimism. Imagine your life as a garden with flowers and also weeds. A toxic optimist, however, insists on ignoring anything but a blooming rose. Does it have aphids on its leaves? Just focus on the flowers. Don't let negativity into your garden, they would say. While this may sound inspiring, this approach can make you feel invalidated and disconnected from reality. Suppose you're going through a difficult breakup. You're sad, confused, and seeking emotional balance. The toxic optimist's advice? There are plenty of fish in the sea, just smile and be happy. This kind of excessive positivity neglects the complexities of human emotions and the realities of life's challenges. How to tend to your garden without letting toxic optimists trample it with their indiscriminate optimism. One strategy is to engage them in a discussion that embraces both light and shadow. If they say to look on the bright side, at least you have your health, you can respond with, yes, I'm grateful for my health, but it's also okay to feel sadness about this specific issue. Both can coexist. You can also employ emotional granularity, the ability to feel and differentiate between a wide range of emotions, both positive and negative. When the toxic optimist pressures you to just be happy, take a moment to acknowledge and label your nuanced emotions. Telling yourself, I'm feeling a bit melancholic today because of X, and that's okay, can be a liberating affirmation. Referring to Stoic thinking, Seneca wrote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." Note the balance. Understanding duties, which are not always pleasant, and enjoying the present. A Stoic approach doesn't focus solely on the positive or negative. It's about embracing the complexity of life with equanimity. So, the next time the toxic optimist spreads their confetti over your carefully cultivated garden, take a step back, remember that a garden needs both sunshine and rain to flourish, embrace your emotional landscape, and continue nurturing your garden with the richness and complexity it deserves. 6. The chronic complainer. We all have that friend, family member, or colleague who seems to find faults in everything. Whether it's the weather, work, or even the food at a restaurant, they never miss a chance to express their dissatisfaction. You might wonder why this should bother you. You can just ignore them. Well, that's easier said than done. Consistent exposure to such negativity has a draining effect on your mental well-being. It's like a leaky faucet slowly depleting your reservoir of emotional energy. Stoicism teaches us to focus on practical solutions rather than dwelling on problems. For example, imagine you're collaborating on a project with someone who is a chronic complainer. Every meeting becomes an exhaustive session of complaints without constructive dialogue. The impact on the team's morale diminishes, you deviate from finding actionable solutions, and you likely feel increasingly disenchanted with the project and possibly life in general. How does Stoicism help us deal with a chronic complainer? There are several strategies you can employ. First, limit your exposure to that person whenever possible. If it's not possible, perhaps because they are family members or colleagues, your second option is to distance yourself mentally during their complaints. Think of their complaints as a passing storm, loud and disruptive, but ultimately temporary and powerless against the unshakable mountain that is your own inner tranquility. Your third option is to steer the conversation towards solutions or shift the topic to something more constructive. Quoting Marcus Aurelius, "You have power over your mind, not external events. Realize this and you will find strength." This wisdom encourages us to safeguard our mental peace zealously, ensuring that chronic complainers' negativity doesn't divert us from our stoic path of resilience and virtue. 7. The over-the-top drama queen. Imagine you're navigating life like a ship in calm waters, but then you encounter the whirlpool known as the drama magnetizer. This person seems to have an endless series of crises, conflicts, or controversies, and like a whirlpool, they have the unsettling ability to suck you into their vortex of chaos. You might initially be drawn to their energy, confusing it with passion or excitement. However, you'll soon realize that being in their orbit is like sailing a ship through a storm. Exhausting and perilous. What makes dealing with drama-prone individuals so complicated is that their crises often seem like your own. Their chaos is contagious, and you might find yourself embroiled in conflicts you had no initial involvement in. Let's take a practical example. You have a friend who frequently clashes with other people in your social circle. Today, they're not speaking to Mary. Tomorrow, it's Robert. Your friend comes to you for advice, but you notice this cycle never ends, and suddenly you find yourself at odds with Mary or Robert because you tried to intervene. In this case, you can employ a strategy called reflective listening. Instead of offering advice or taking sides, mirror their words. For example, if they say, "I can't believe Mary said that about me," you can respond with, "So you feel betrayed by Mary." This technique allows you to provide emotional support without getting entangled in the drama. Another approach, which may seem counterproductive, is to become selectively unavailable. Stoicism reminds us to value our time, and sometimes that means being unavailable for others' recurring, unresolved crises. Turn off your phone during certain hours, create focus periods where you exclusively concentrate on your work or personal development, and make it clear that during these times you should not be disturbed. Seneca wrote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This can be particularly helpful when dealing with drama-prone individuals. Instead of anxiously wondering what the next crisis will be, focus on the present moment where you have control. Enjoy your life and don't let it be disturbed by someone else's drama. Make sure to navigate your ship calmly, avoiding whirlpools that threaten your journey toward personal growth and tranquility. In summary, by adopting a Stoic approach to relationships, it is crucial to recognize and avoid these 7 types of people who can hinder your progress. Be aware of the impact people around you have on your mindset, behavior, and emotional well-being. Stay true to Stoic principles, seek constructive relationships, and be prepared to deal with challenges in a resilient and wise manner. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content related to Stoic philosophy and self-development. Thanks for watching.